used some oil because somebody always tells you about an oil, and it started to seem as if it was growing, and then no cigar. It was going away again. So that had me kind of concerned. But now, from what Lisa is explaining, I'm understanding the factors involved in me having this experience. And I think one is diet, and two, the level of stress. So one I can fix readily, the other I have to work on. So thank you very much for that bit of information, because you get so conscious of it, and you're trying everything, and you're trying and you're trying and you're trying, and then you realize it's probably something quite simple that you could change that may help in that area, not knowing if it will grow again, but I mean, trying to change the diet. Not trying, I'm in the process of doing it as we speak, because I took out my black beans and my lentil peas to start charting the peas for the different days. So thank you very much for that, Lisa.
Sure, another problem. So I will let Kelly address that. Do you have the name of the oil? Because I know people say castor oil, or
It's
castor oil is
Haitian,
the
it's Haitian black
uh,
oil. I think
black
yeah,
oil.
yeah,
Yes.
Haitian, the Haitian one. I walked quite a bit of the way in the cold to get it.
Did you ever hear about that, Kelly? That's hair
I
oil.
have not heard of the black Haitian oil. However, there are a lot of oils and serums and different things out here that promote hair regrowth. But it still always goes back to, you still have to figure out and find out what is happening within your body. Just because you have this oil, yeah, it may work a little bit, but if there's still that underlying issue of hormones, of nutrition, or other things that's happening within your body, that oil is only going to do so much. So I still always go back to, you still need to find out what is happening in your body to cause the hair loss. It could very well just be that stress and your nutrition, but you don't know for sure. So just go find out for sure so that you can take the correct actions. Because what you don't want to do is wait too long and have this prolonged hair loss, and then you can't get it back. So we don't want that to happen. That's exactly why I'm like always an advocate for, go find out, go to the doctor first and just at least see, get tested, get whatever needs to be done so you know exactly how to treat your hair loss.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
thanks for that. I just wanted to add to what you said. So when it comes to oils, I've seen things like rosemary oil. So
Yeah.
okay, so essential oils aren't something should put directly on your hair or skin. You should use a carrier oil. So like coconut oil or castor oil, so you mix the oil with the castor oil. There's a way to do it. If you don't know how, you can actually burn your skin or scalp if you do it wrong. But I've seen things like rosemary oil work, tea tree oil, I've seen work, even peppermint oil, but again, it depends on what the situation is. Also, simple scalp care. So washing your hair, not too often because you will strip the natural oils, but if you're adding, let's say the Haitian oil on your scalp, sooner or later you'll need to remove what's that layer to get, just to have a clean scalp. So sometimes people leave the oil on too long, or they don't wash their hair when it needs to. So again, maybe talking to even your hairstylist. Some hairstylists actually study these things, and you can have a conversation as to when is the best time to wash your hair, your particular hair, what type of oil or serum should be used on your particular type of hair. Let's say you have some sort of issue with your scalp. There may be additional things you need to do. So again, having that conversation with some experts, could be a hairstylist that studied hair care, not just your normal hairdresser. They have to study hair care. Talking to a dermatologist can help, or having a talk with your primary care physician to do those blood tests to see what you may be deficient in. Also, I know for a lot of people who have dreadlocks or heavy hair for years, sometimes the weight of the hair starts pulling at the roots and you start to lose hair that way. So I know a lot of people that after a while they cut it off because it's actually too heavy for their scalp and it starts to pull their hair. So that may be again a conversation to have with your hairstylist or whoever is managing your hair to see the condition of what's going on and then to recommend something. Arlene, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you in person soon to see what you look like because I know I've seen you one way for years. And it'll be very interesting to see what you look like now. But definitely maybe have a conversation with your doctor and have some blood tests done just to make sure you're not deficient in anything too.
Okay, will do. And my husband was quite surprised too. He doesn't know me without my dreads.
Oh, that must have been a treat. um, I think the next person you brought up was, yeah, Joe. Hi, Joe.
Hi, guys. Hi. Good conversation. No idea why my background is blue. Literally can't fix it. So, oh well.
I was wondering, but it works though. It works to a degree, right? You know,
It's fine. I have it on no background, so
You look great. You're actually popping on the screen. You look great. So that's okay. Go with it.
Going with it. You know, I'm 43, so like it's early stages of like some hormone changes, and gosh, like getting ovulating now hurts so bad, and I don't know if you have an answer to that, but also I definitely agree with everything you've said about stress and eating and exercising and you know, communicating with other people, really like engaging, and that is a good way to relieve some of that stress. And Kelly, I mean, you are, first of all, a beautiful woman. I mean, you don't need hair. You do not need
Thank
hair.
you.
Like you're black and you have a perfect head. So you got it going on, okay? There's a lot
Thank
of us
you.
white women who would be like, oh, ooh, ooh, what's going on, okay? But yeah, so don't even like second guess that. But I know personally, I have had extensions in my hair before, and it gave me headaches, and it stopped hair growth, and so that might be a good reason not to have those Bob Marley dreads anymore. I don't know. Well, there's nothing I don't know about that, but I know extensions really did hurt me. And I guess also another question I have for you is overtaking Advil a bad thing? Because sometimes I find myself taking Advil too much, and I feel like that could be harmful. So that's just another question. And I just wanted to say I love seeing all my friends here, and you know, I can't have LinkedIn and this on, so but I know Natalie is here, and I know Karen, I know Margaret, and so, and of course, you know, my brother from another mother, Annie. So, anyways, I just wanted to also give you a rah that you're doing great, Lisa.
Oh, thanks so much, Joe. I just love when you come on stage. You never know what is going to come out of your mouth. But it's
I mean,
always
I
something
can talk about it
entertaining and
all.
important.
I can talk about vaginas. I can talk about
Yeah,
hair
we know, we know.
loss.
Please,
Like,
no, stop, because you'll make
but you
Lisa
should
laugh.
include a lot more men in this, because men, that's a thing they really wrestle with, is hair loss. Like, that's
Mhm.
a kind of, that's hard for men.
Yeah.
And I understand it very hard for women, but it's a very common thing for men, and it is that is difficult. So you just broadcast this to men too.
Well, definitely. You know, sometimes, well, a lot of times there are more men in the audience than women for my shows, which I'm always so grateful for. But I just want to go back to some of the things you said. So yes, extensions can damage your hair and your scalp, especially if you're not, if you don't have the right type of extensions, or someone who's not qualified and trained properly puts them in for you. The pain you're getting. So if there's any change you notice to your menstrual cycle, especially if you're getting more pain than usual, go to your gynecologist and have some tests done, including an internal ultrasound, just to make sure that something that's not supposed to be there, you know, go have it checked. I know for a lot of us, we put ourselves last, and whatever pain we're experiencing, we just chalk it up to stress, or maybe it's a bad month or whatever. Any change that happens, because remember, you know your body. Even if you're not paying attention, you will more or less know how long my cycle is, what days are heavy, what days are light. So if you're experiencing changes, especially pain, my advice is go to your gynecologist and let them check it out. You talked about the Advil, so medication, taking any sort of medication for too long does affect the body, especially pain meds. One, you don't want to get dependent on it, because then you're not fixing the underlying problem. If you're finding that you have to take too much of that medication, it may be the wrong medication, the wrong strength. Again, have a conversation with your doctor. They may have prescribed it and it's not working for you anymore. Have a conversation and say, look, you prescribed this, it worked for a year. Now it's not effective. Your body gets accustomed to meds, but it does interfere with your body's functions. So that pain you're getting for in your cycle could be related to the Advil. You never know. So go have it checked. But things like pain medication, cold medication, things with acetaminophen in it, you shouldn't be on it for prolonged periods. It's not meant to take every day or for long time. If you're finding yourself having to take it, so the underlying problem isn't being solved, go back to your doctor and have a conversation. Right? Because those things can be detrimental to your, sorry, Kelly, those things can be detrimental to like your liver and your kidneys. So you really want to go have that conversation. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I just wanted to just address a little bit more about those hair extensions.
Yeah, please. Yes.
I know those can be very heavy. You have to really be careful as far as how the extensions are installed. I'm not sure how yours were installed, but sometimes your real hair is braided down and they sew in the extensions, or sometimes they clip them in or glue them in. There's different things that they're out here doing, but it's okay to get the extensions, but you have to make sure that your hair is not too tight if they're braiding it, because that can pull. And as to your point, making sure that the extensions aren't too heavy. I mean, I had locks as well when my hair started coming out. So that weight of anything on your hair is going to cause some type of tension, which can lead to stuff like traction alopecia. That's when you see people who don't have a hairline because their hair has come out all along their edges because of styling practices that are too tight for their hair. And that can actually pull your hair follicle out, and it could cause permanent damage. So just be careful whenever you're getting those extensions, braids, anything that's going to cause tension on your hair. be very, very mindful of it. And if you do get it, make sure you take breaks in between and don't leave it in too long. So those are just a few tips to kind of help in the future if you decide to get extensions again.
Yeah, I was going to mention it's not supposed to stay in permanently. Especially, I know a lot of times they, like I said, they braid your hair first and then sew them in. But remember, your hair is still growing, it's still changing, it still needs management and upkeep. And they're usually supposed to tell you how long it stays in for before you have to take them out and get a wash and get proper treatment before you do it again. And you should take breaks in between to give your hair and your scalp some rest before you do it again. So maybe consider things like wigs. Wigs have come a long way. The way they apply it, the way it's secured, the way it looks, so instead of having something sewn into your hair, maybe consider wigs. There are full head wigs, partial wig, there a whole host of things, right? So maybe consider that instead of sewing something in if you're getting things like headaches or your scalp irritations or it's breaking.
I know it. They have really good ponytail clip-in ones too. So if you
Yes.
just do a little ponytail thing occasionally, I will not get that done again. I think my hair is just too fine for it. So
Yeah.
agreed with you.
Yeah, and especially as you go into menopause, a lot of women's hair starts to thin and become fine. So that's oh gosh, wow. Yeah,
That's
putting in
true.
hair pieces.
That's true. Yep. Everyone thins out their hair as they get older because we're
Yeah.
just getting older. We can't
So
stop it. Elon Musk might try, but we don't know.
Moving on. Thanks, Tony.
You say,
Do you have, go ahead.
moving on, and I say a lot of comments about your blue background, Joni. People do. Sandra loves the blue background. It is her favorite color, right? I want that background too. To be fair.
No idea how I got it. Just one time I came up and it just was there. So I can't. Oh well, I'm gonna go with it. I feel like Cookie Monster a little bit, like I'm on Sesame Street.
Let's go to Margaret. Margaret, welcome to Superwoman. Glad you're here. One of my co-authors in anthology. You see behind me. How you doing,
Yeah,
Margaret?
hi, Margaret.
Hi, beautiful. Hello, superstar Annie and lovely Joe and Kelly and everybody listening. And Coach David, hello. I'm so pleased to be here and grateful. Thank you so much for having me. I love all this conversation. Oh my goodness, I'm learning so much. I wanted to add a little flavor to it. I was going to talk about the collagen, like the natural collagen, like in gelatin. Like I've bought like the Knox, the one that you make, that doesn't have any dye in it or anything, and kind of make that. Just I wanted to talk about, and I'm glad you were talking about drink a lot of water because hydrate. But I guess the reason I was drinking that is because I think because I worked with doctors and stuff, and one of the doctors was saying of how the peptides and amino acids and all of that, it creates blood flow when you have really good collagen, and that blood flow goes to your scalp too. So it kind of starts opening, and creates more, growth, more room for it to grow and stuff with that. But that was my little share. But thank you, Annie, for inviting me, and I'm looking forward to learning more. I've just, I'm grateful to be here, and thank you so much for just sharing your story, Kelly. It's very powerful, and I'm just like, you're like a confident booster, like a person who has this energy level that is just like nonstop, right? And just grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Margaret.
You're welcome.
Yeah, agreed. Kelly just has this energy about her. And yeah, I could agree with Joe and the shape of your head. Like I can't do The shape of my head can't do what you're doing. No.
Yeah, me either. Me either.
I will have to get a wig
You've
or
never
something.
tried. You've never
Some people
tried.
can pull it off. Some people
Tried
can
it.
pull it off. No, not this one.
No, but look, Kelly does pull it off very well, though. Kelly is
Gorgeous,
But
gorgeous.
I didn't think I could pull it off either, but until I had to. So, it's just one of those things.
Yes.
Yeah. Very beautiful.
But back to what Margaret shared. So when it comes to supplements, the supplement industry isn't as regulated as other medications. So sometimes a lot of times what's written on the bottle is not what's in the bottle. So look for supplements that are third party tested, which means they carried it to an independent facility for them to test and make sure what's on the bottle is what's written. What's on the bottle is what's in the bottle. Yes, you could get around certain things, but do your own due diligence as best as you can. When it comes to collagen, I know people talk about drinking beef broth and things like that. Those things can help, but just be aware that all sources of proteins are broken down to amino acids. So whether you're getting it from the beef broth or a collagen supplement or a protein powder or from peas or beans, all of your proteins are broken down to amino acids and your body sends them where it needs them. Your hair is not top priority for that, right? So if you're not getting enough protein and enough nutrients in general, it's gonna send it where it needs it. So that's why it's important to start with diet first. And then if you're because there are different things that can prevent you from eating enough foods. Then you look at supplementation and you find what works best for you. So Margaret, if that works great for you, great. I am not one to tell people stop taking this. If you are seeing results from it, great. And if people around you are finding good results from it, great. So if you want to share the name of the supplement and put it in the comment section, maybe it will work for some people. Not all supplements will work for all of us. And sometimes you can find a supplement and it works great for a year and then it stops working and you have to try something else, right? So just want to be mindful of that. But please share whatever supplements you're using. If it's giving you good results, I'd love to know about it. Just want to check. Yeah, and if you have a special recipe that you do for it, please share it in the comments as well. I know there's somebody else on stage. Oh, Coach David. And you want to bring Coach David up? Or do you have more people to welcome first?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Anyone on mute?
Nick, the GBW, give to
Hello. Can you hear me?
Just Coach David, hold 1 second.
One sec, I'll come to you. So Nick says, there you go. I'll let you read it out yourself, right? She's gonna throw a childish tantrum. Nah, she wants men to have the menopause, and I wish I could have the bald head naturally. No one knows what pain it is to have a bald head. Coach David has a bald head too, for the same reason as I. Anyway, welcome, Nick. I think Lady J was here as well, so thanks for joining us. Let's talk to Coach David. Coach, the mic is yours.
All right. How are you guys? Thank you, Lisa, Kelly, Margaret, Joe. Thank you so much. Annie, thank you for having me. Thank you. I was skeptical at first because this is an area that I am so strong in. But as I listen to us, I'd like just to add a few things to the conversation. Lisa, you're doing a very good job. And I think for me, the takeaway is self-confidence, despite the changing physiological and physiognomical changes in one's body. Self-confidence is key. And for me, the state of the mind is more superior than any supplement, any food item. In fact, the mind is what those things work on. As long as you refuse to feel old, it will be difficult for old age to catch up with you easily. The key is to tune into the mind. You see, old is a mental program. And I know that in medicine, the mind and the body are one. People, for example, don't die until they give up. Let me say that again. Medical science has proven that people do not die until they give up. So when people give up in their mind, in the seat of their will, emotion, and intellect, they die. So if you, for example, are experiencing air loss and you focus on it so much and you begin to meditate on it so deeply and get very worried and you apply anxiety and all the negative toxic emotions, it will in fact accelerate the entire process and then make you age faster. But if you take the anti road and begin to reprogram your mind, accepting those changes and then modulating your lifestyle with exercise and youth inducing mental programs and get a mental adjustment coach, it will shock you what you can achieve. I wish it was a physical event. I'll have shown you that your muscles respond and your body respond to your mind. It's a very simple exercise that says people are tired or strong not because it's a biological, a chemical problem, first of all, but because their minds begin to work a certain way, and then they believe that change they are seeing, and then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So, in addition to all the beautiful therapies and all the oils and all the supplements, when you approach the certain age where these things begin to happen, there needs to be deliberate self-awareness of the thoughts, moods, emotions, imaginations, memories, that pictures, perspectives, and paradigms that pass through your mind. One must put it on a marker. There must be how hourly, I mean, where you didn't care how you felt in the morning, you don't check in with yourself at 12 noon all the time because you're young. As you get older, you should begin to, let's say, 4 hour checks or 3 hour checks. How am I feeling? Label the mood and the emotion and the imagination. Put a name to it. Calibrate it on a marker. Am I very happy? Am I medium happy or am I low happy? Why am I low? Can I change it? Knowing that you cannot come back to this hour. You're passing, our lives are passing away anyway. We can't reverse any minute. Why shouldn't we be happy? I mean, you cannot do anything about aging, but you can do something about how you feel about it because that's why you're a rational human being. So, refusing to give in to the thoughts and emotions and imaginations that were coming this would actually begin to revive and give your hormones another opportunity to be secreted more. So that's just what I would like to add to the specialist on the table. Like I said, it's not my strong area, and I've listened and learned a lot, but I'm excited for me more at the possibilities for the mind. And I can hear in what Lisa and Kelly have said more self confidence, self esteem, self respect. Because you're losing your hair does not make you inferior to the guy who has his head. I mean, the first day I was going to go to the barber and I faced the first skin. Skin is when you have like any hair. That's the way my hair is too. The first time the barber convinced me that you can't have any hair anymore, I almost was in tears because I used to love my hair. I like a certain that day was eureka. I walked home feeling very sad. But after a while, I began to look at the mirror. Oh, skin is nice. I'm actually handsome too. Skin is nice. It's not bad actually. It's nice. And before you know it, I can't stand any hair on my head anymore. I'm enjoying it now. Point is, we must make those mental adjustments and begin to re-love ourselves. And if need be, get a coach. Because for many women, their hair is a symbolism of their personality or their person. So we need to pay attention and work with our minds that way. Thank you so much. This was my 1 cent to the conversation. I'm grateful what you guys are doing. I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Annie, for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Coach David. And I totally agree with you. The studies actually show that women who have a more positive mindset actually experience the menopausal symptoms to a lesser extent than those who are have a more negative mindset. So those who have more depression and anxiety and panic attacks actually experience things like hot flashes more intensely than if you have a positive mindset. And my old Krav Maga coach used to say, where the mind goes, the body follows. So it really starts with having that positive mindset. It's not easy. It could be more challenging depending on how many symptoms you're having. But again, I agree with you. This is why sometimes working with a coach, even for 3 months, to help support you on that journey is so important. So totally agree with what you said. Anything else you want to add to that, Kelly?
Yes, I agree as well. And this is actually what I do with women with hair loss. Like that, we have to eliminate those negative emotions associated with hair loss or not having hair at all. That is what I was talking about kind of at the beginning. That is a process I take women through. We definitely face those fears and those things that are causing anxiety, and we release that because you're right. It is all about confidence. So you have to increase your confidence, increase your self-esteem, because once you do that, it shines outwardly. So to your example, I think it was Coach Brian. I forgot. Am I saying the name right? I'm not sure. I am.
David?
David,
Coach
I'm
David?
sorry,
Yeah.
Coach David. When you cut your hair off and you notice your skin, it was beautiful or smooth, and like you start noticing features about yourself when you actually look at yourself without the hair. And I'm not saying to cut your hair off. That is not what I'm saying. That's not everyone's choice. But I'm just letting you know that confidence is key. And that is what I'm all about. Basically, raising up your self-esteem, releasing those negative emotions, dealing with that, and then addressing that identity we talked about, because you have a new identity when you no longer have hair, or when you change your hair. That's a different identity. So you may have been used to those locks. I was used to my locks, and I had an identity tied to that. My locks meant something to me. I didn't just have them for a style. But when I had to let those go, that was something that changed in me, and my identity changed, and I had to adjust. Even though I felt the same or had the same thoughts about hair in the inside, my outside wasn't projecting that. So thank you for sharing that. Those were very, very valid points. It's all about the mindset.
Yeah, and I like what you said. It's a process. Doesn't happen overnight, because you were used to one way of looking for years. You were used to waking up and doing some sort of routine with your hair for years. So now you're talking about something brand new, a new adjustment, a new normal, a new way of thinking, a new way of looking that now you have to get accustomed to, and not everyone is prepared for that. I certainly wasn't. So it really is a blessing that we have people like you that can help support women go through that process. And then when you get to the other side, you realize, okay, this is maybe I look even more beautiful now, or I think I look more beautiful now, or whatever that thought is. But it really helps when you have that support to take you along that journey.
My question before we go to the comments, Lisa.
Sure.
Kelly, do people treat you differently now you got no hair?
No. I mean, again, I cut my hair off in 2019, but I will tell you, there was a time that I cut my hair off and I was not mentally prepared. I had to cut it off because of my hair just falling out, and I had no choice. So I was not prepared. And at that time, I saw myself negatively. I thought I was ugly. I thought I looked like a man. I thought all of these negative things. And because I thought these negative things, I saw negativity on the outward, so I felt like everyone was staring at me or getting negative comments and all of those things. But once I actually shifted and prepared myself and changed my mindset and looked at it positively, no, it's been all good. And everybody, they were telling me honestly that I should cut it off, and I wasn't ready. Even that first time I cut it off, I'm like, no, I'm gonna let it grow back, or I'm gonna wear a wig. I think I wore a wig for like an entire year. I left it bald for maybe a month or maybe 2 months, but after that, I wore a wig for an entire year until my hair grew out enough for me to kind of wear it out a little bit and kind of camouflage my hair loss. So it's like I said, it's that mindset. Once I said, okay, this is what I want, I'm going to embrace this look, and I'm cutting my hair off, and this is just what it is because my hair is not coming back. Oh, you should. I have people walk up to me all of the time saying, how beautiful I am, and I am appreciative of it because I did not feel that way at first. But no one's staring at me. No one is making negative comments. No one is doing any of those things that I thought would happen. It's been all good. So, hey, there you go.
Awesome. Yeah, let's go through some comments unless anyone else has something they really want to say. Lisa, we might take your time, right?
I'm looking at the time. I saw Margaret had a question.
Okay, I didn't see Margaret's question. Margaret, please feel free to ask your question.
Hi, back again. Well, I didn't know you were going to go back to the comments. I didn't want Christine Bailey's question to get lost. She wanted to know about pumpkin seed oil, if it was good for due to hair loss and stuff. And yeah, so I was also gonna tell the beautiful Kelly, yeah, Wakanda, Angela Bassett, girl, she ain't got nothing on you. I'm saying. And Joe, you look beautiful in blue. Okay, thanks, y'all.
Thanks for that. Yeah, I saw the question. So again, some things work for some people and it doesn't work for others. But I will say pumpkin seeds is something that everyone should include in their diets. Unless you're allergic, of course. Okay, we're not talking about that. But pumpkin seeds to me are an unsung hero. It has the protein, it has a lot of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. The list goes on and on. And it's cheap. It's readily available in most places. So I know a lot of people focus on the walnuts and the almonds, which can be really expensive depending on where you are. But pumpkin seeds are something that you should include. Whether you're putting it on top of your meals, you could have it as a snack. You could even grind it up and use it like breading for chicken breast. So instead of using bread, you can use pumpkin seeds ground finely. There's such a variety of ways that pumpkin seeds can be added to your diet. But the pumpkin seed oil, it's the same as the tea tree oil and the rosemary oil. It works for some and it doesn't work for others. So it's something that you have to, one, make sure you're getting a proper one, a good brand. And two, just try it for 3 months and see what happens. But also talk to like your dermatologist, your hair stylist to see if it's right for your hair.
So Nigerian pumpkin seed is more in a soup, a egusi soup. I found that the other day. I never knew what it was. I'm sure Coach David would back me up on this one, but it's a lovely meal, I've got to say.
I have to look at that. I've never heard of that, but that's why I love these shows. Excuse me. People from different cultures come and share these things. I'd love to know about that. And I think
very nice.
Noni,
very nice actually.
It's the loveliest meal ever. It really is. Close to
very nice.
The name of it in the comments so we can see how to spell it.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, great. Noni had a post about soup this week as well. So it'd be nice if that could be included there for people to know about it. I've never heard of it.
Okay, so Dr. Leslie says she drinks 1 cup of beef broth every morning. That sounds lovely. I gotta say, does that help? Does that work? Sounds like it does. I have no idea.
Some people swear by it. It's another form. Does it hurt? No. as I said, it's a nice way to start the morning. Why not? If that's your choice, I have no
Tea
problem with it.
normally helps. Tea does the job, right? Not quite. That's why I'm sort of looking at thinking,
Yeah.
hey, we start our day with tea here, so it's all right. It sounds like I'm just wondering whether it's a gravy beef stock thing, or is it real like meat juice from cooking beef?
No, it's cooked down from beef bones,
Okay.
so it's not like a bouillon cube or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing it the right way, actually cook it down from. It's a process.
If it involves food, I'm there, right? I'm interested.
Yeah.
Everything else, and I'll leave that to everyone else, right? Look, my friends, we're doing well for time. I can't see any more questions. I don't know whether you can, Lisa, because it seems like we've got different LinkedIn.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. So I'm seeing Joni says use your Vitamix. Soup is so easy and delicious. Vitamix, yes, is
Joni,
one
you're
of the
here.
best blenders. Huh?
Where's Joni gone? Has she disappeared
No.
or is she here?
I'm watching the private chats. So she's leaving comments there. I don't know why. But Vitamix is a powerful blender, one of the best on the market. Also extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. So it's really an investment. If blending things are something you do regularly, and I know sometimes they have them on sale on Amazon, or you can get them on like eBay and stuff like that. It's an investment, so be prepared to pay in a good bit for it. But it's a good blender, one of the best blenders on the market.
We live and
not,
learn. So
yeah.
now, should we go to our last words today, our last comments today?
If you're seeing it, I'm not seeing comments coming up.
I'm saying those on stage, those in the studio. If you got anything else you want to say before we go,
or if you have any other questions, yeah. If not,
Margaret, Coach David, nothing. Okay, I can always go to Kelly.
I'm just gonna say thank you for this beautiful event, Lisa. Always coming 100 all the time. And trying to keep us healthy, and you do it so holistically and organically, and I just appreciate you all the time. I don't always make it, but thank you. And Annie, of course, you're the superstar, Annie. Got a shout out to Annie and Kelly. So beautiful to meet you. I love your energy. And one of the things you did say that stuck with me, excuse my voice, but I heard you saying that what we produce, we project, and that was so powerful. So I appreciate that. And always lovely to see Coach David and Joe, my beautiful, lovely friend. Thank you so much.
Yes, for sure. Thank you, Margaret. You're the star. Now, I mean that sincerely. Thanks for your kind words. Thanks for joining us. So Kelly's been quite restrained today. On her show, she's she's funnier, she's livelier.
I wasn't funny today. Oh, sorry, it's not my show.
You have been funny, but
we're discussing a serious topic.
I think me and Lisa were on your show. We're like, wow, she's amazing.
Oh, we lost your
you
video.
Are amazing, Kelly. Kelly, quick question for you. How do you help people with hair loss?
Oh, can you still hear me? Because I see you lost.
Yeah, your screen's gone.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened. Let me start that again. Oh, no.
Oh, now she got a yellow background.
Okay, I'm going to answer your question. I don't know what just happened, but can you repeat your question? I'll just answer it off the screen.
How do you help people who are experiencing hair loss?
Okay. So I have a number of ways to help people, actually. So if I do weekly live streams, so you can catch that here on or on LinkedIn. You can catch it on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. So you can definitely check those out. And it's on Spotify and different things like that. So that's one way. And I don't know why I'm so hurt that my camera is not. I am like, how is it that it's going out when I'm like at the
blame
last
Annie, blame Annie.
Not me.
It's the one that said technology is going to affect us, and yeah, that's Annie's fault.
Gosh. Okay, so that's one way to reach me. Another way you can reach me is or see me I do have a 3-month coaching program. So this is for women who are going through hair loss and they need that emotional support. They don't know what direction to go in, as far as going in the right direction to make sure they get the solutions they're looking for. So in that 3-month program, we establish what is happening with them. We work on that emotional part that we talked about, that mindset, regaining that confidence. And basically by the end of it, the point is for them to make whatever decision they want to make regarding their hair loss, whether they have a cure for it where it can grow back, or if there isn't a cure where they're continuing to lose hair and it's not coming back, then how do we move forward? So whether that's getting a nice wig custom made that you feel comfortable, it looks very natural for you, whether that's cutting your hair off, whether that's using toppers or head wraps, making sure you go get some pretty cloth and beautiful head wraps to wrap your head up, whatever that looks like for you to make you feel comfortable, then we go through that process. So basically taking a woman from beginning A to Z so that they start off with feeling this insecurity and not knowing what to do, to leaving with, okay, I have a game plan, I'm in this and I'm confident and this is how I'm moving forward, because ultimately we were put on this earth to fulfill a purpose and we need to focus on that. I know hair is important. Yes, it is. However, we have things that we need to do. So we still have to push forward and move past those things that are challenging us to fulfill our purpose on life in life here on earth. So that's what we want to get to. So yeah, just make sure you guys go check out my website and you can find everything, my podcast, how to reach me, how to book a call with me if you want a consultation. All of that is on my website.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Charita's got a question somewhere, Lisa. I don't know where it is.
Okay, I will check on my thing by the time. But Kelly, you also have a non-profit that you were telling me about.
So it's not my nonprofit. I am actually in a beauty pageant that is a fundraiser for a nonprofit. So the beauty pageant is called Bald and Beautiful Beauty Pageant. It's going to be in Dallas, Texas in August. And it's going to be, I believe it's probably like 20 contestants. And it's just all about showing that, yes, we may have hair loss. We have chosen to cut our hair off, but we are still confident. We are still beautiful. And we're here, and we are a representation for other women who may need to do the same thing. Or if not, we're still a representation that there's still beautiful women out here without hair. So that is happening. And I'm actually raising money for that fundraiser by selling my shirts on my website. So I have a shirt called, on it says keep God first. So that's the shirt I'm putting out there. But all of the shirts on my website, part of the proceeds go to the fundraiser, which is the beauty pageant and the nonprofit.
Awesome. Please share the links in the comments.
Yes, I will do that.
Our brains are far too easy and far too lazy. I say lazy, we don't like to work too hard, right?
No, please make it easy for us. I did see Charito's question. So she asks, how about hair dye or hair coloring? Is it still all right to use when one is getting older? Does it become a burden to thinning hairs? So I'll just share my 2 cents and then I'll let Kelly answer as well. So all hair dyes aren't made equal. Some of them have more chemicals than others. Again, it goes back to the health of your hair, the health of your scalp, and then how strong the hair dye is. So some of it could be a light color that washes off after, let's say, 6 washes. Some of them are more permanent. The more permanent ones do, you have to be careful with, because again, depending on the chemicals that's in it, and then match that with the health of your hair, especially as it's thinning as you're getting older, it could actually damage your hair or damage your scalp. So talk to a proper hairstylist that has trained in hair care as well. And that's a hairdresser. Some of them just maybe did it in their home and they have a business. But then there's some that study hair care. You want those because you want them to look at your hair and the follicles and everything, to see the strength of your hair, the type of hair, the texture, everything like that, before they recommend a dye that's working for your hair. Anything else you want to add, Kelly?
No, I think you just really do have to be careful just because in menopause or at a certain age, your hair is getting so thin. Be very, very mindful of the chemicals that you're putting in, because if it's already getting thin and you're putting chemicals in your hair that may make it thinner or potentially come out, you really want to be careful. So I would say make sure you go to a hairstylist to get your coloring done instead of do it yourself. And then maybe pay attention to the ingredients inside of those dyes and see if you can find something that's doesn't have as many harsh chemicals in it that could damage your hair.
Look, I say thank you, everyone. So MD Abdul, we see you as well. I see you on my LinkedIn event page, not on StreamYard, but still, I know you're here. Whoever's on my link on my YouTube, please do me a favor, like today's video. Just hit the like now. Comment, say something. I don't mind what you say. Just say something in words. Emojis baffle me. I'm far too old to understand what emojis are meant to be, right? You know, and subscribe. Yeah, please subscribe. Thank you for being there. You know, of course, Karen, thank you so much. No, great show. Thank you everyone for sharing. Very informative.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Thank you all for being here.
Kelly, you put the links in the private chat. You want to make sure and put it on LinkedIn itself. So not on StreamYard. Go on LinkedIn itself and put the comments, because I don't think the comments here are going to transfer to that page.
I'll fix that. I'll sort that.
You'll be able to add it? Okay. Yeah, it has to be on LinkedIn.
I'm doing it now, so I'm going to go and put it on the
great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, just
now my camera's back after I get done talking, right?
Yeah, just blame Annie for that.
Yeah,
opened his big mouth and said,
I'm big enough to take the blame, right?
But thank you again to everyone who came live. Thank you for everyone who's going to watch the replay, because I know I have a lot of friends that are going to watch the replay because of the different time zones all over the world. Thank you so much, Kelly, for being here, for being that advocate for us going through that hair loss. You're doing such important work. Thank you for being on the show. Love the energy, love the yellow. I love does love you, right?
Thank you for having me and inviting me on here, and just putting it out there, because this is something that's really big. There are millions of women out there suffering from hair loss, so it's one form or fashion. So thank you for giving me the platform to share.
Okay, see everyone again next 2 weeks, where we'll have another topic based on menopause. Hopefully we will have our lovely Paulette back with us. She should be recovered by then, so say a little prayer, extra prayer for her. And we'll see you 2 weeks time. Thanks for coming.
We will. Now you've gone about 10 seconds too soon, Lisa.
10 seconds too soon?
Yes.
Should I talk for 10 seconds more?
Yes. Let's talk about your program, Lisa.
Okay, if you yes, that's true. If you are struggling through menopause, or you're overwhelmed or frustrated, or you don't know how to set up a healthy diet, please connect with me. You could leave a comment. I do go through all the comments and answer them. You could send me a DM, and let's just have a conversation. Let's have a chat and see how I can support you.
Awesome. Great, Lisa. Just amazing. Good timing, right? My friends, join us again in 2 weeks' time. We're going to have another topic, and it's always interesting. But look, these events only work when you connect with people, really connect with people. So go in the comments, see the comments that are there, engage with those that resonate with you, and connect to people there. Don't just connect, actually talk to them, book to meet with them. That's how LinkedIn really works. Kelly, you're a star. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Arlene as well, and we appreciate you. Thanks so much for joining.
Thanks for coming, Arlene.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Yeah, of course.
Bye, everyone. I'm going to play the
Take
music
care.
to take it out. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye.
to your drum. Achieve success with global.media.com. Then celebrate it with or without champagne or rum.